Welcome to another video from Evolve with Jules. Just wanted to hop on here and do a quick piece on conflict. Why we shouldn't avoid conflict. What are the consequences of avoiding conflict? Why we tend to avoid it. And our nervous systems and how it relates to our nervous systems. So conflict, it arises. The reality we live in, we cannot move through this reality without bumping up against conflict. Why do we avoid conflict? There's multiple reasons for that. It's not nice to get into conflict. I don't want to upset other people. Oh, I certainly don't want to address that because I know it's going to lead to conflict. Oh, it's not high frequency. Certainly not a higher level of consciousness to be getting involved in conflict. And we've come up with a whole list of justifications of why conflict is a bad idea and we should avoid it. We should smooth things over and we should keep the peace. We shouldn't get involved in conflict. So there's multiple reasons for that. We have, we all have these beliefs and ideologies and as I said, the justifications for why conflict is not great. But when we actually look at conflict, it's a signpost, it's a guide saying something is amiss here. Now, whether conflict has already arisen or we refrain from doing something because we know it's going to create conflict, but it is a guide and it is a signpost. Now, our nervous systems, how does it relate to our nervous systems? Well, our nervous systems and our endocrine system, which regulates the nervous system, is like the holy grail of consciousness, the holy grail of alignment. We need a regulated and a stable and a strong nervous system in order to run the totality of our energy through our bodies. We need energy for everything. To think, to feel, to act, to create, to get up, to go to work, to do this, to do that. We need energy. If we didn't have any energy with which to work with, we'd basically be laying in bed all day without any energy. We need energy. Now, I'm a martial artist. I practiced martial arts for over 18 years. I'm a second dan black belt, so I'm well aware of how to harness life force, how to harness energy and harness it in a really powerful way, direct energy in a powerful way. When we have access to the totality of our energy, we have focus, we have clarity, we have power, we have strength, we have speed, and a whole host of other things when we've got access to our totality. But in relation to the martial arts, there is a huge amount we master harnessing our own energy. So if our nervous systems are dysregulated, and our nervous systems will become dysregulated time and time again because we are not addressing something within our lives, and we're either not addressing conflict has already arisen and we don't want to address it, or we don't want to address something because we know it will arise, conflict will arise due to the fact of addressing something. But instead, so what we do is we stick it down somewhere in the basement and we leave it to just simmer. All the while our nervous systems are not optimal and we don't have a sense of safety. We're always on a consistent high alert. So we are now reducing our energy. So, if we're feeling stuck or stagnant or we're having low energy levels, and certainly there are some reasons why our energy may be low, we may be unwell, and various other reasons. We may have expended a huge amount of energy. We've just completed a 6-week intense project, or we've just climbed a huge mountain. So there's certainly reasons, but if we've got a consistent low level of energy and a feeling of stuckness and stagnation and a lack of focus and a lack of clarity, really need to look at our energy. Really need to look at, well, where is there something I'm not addressing within my own circumstances, my own life? And I know there's, it's certainly not easy. There are some situations which are very difficult to approach. It's not easy approaching a partner and saying, I don't think this relationship's working, I want to end this relationship, or having that difficult conversation with, say a manager at work or a colleague or a family member, because they're difficult conversations, because we know a conflict is going to arise, and then we're going to need to know how to address the conflict once it arises. As I said, the conflict is really the grit, the irritant, the sand which produces our pearl. So we have to get good at addressing conflict and finding optimal ways to address it so we reach a resolution and then we really reach a level of peace. So the conflict is necessary for us to return to a level of peace, stability. And a lot of this really does come down to safety and authenticity. I mean, if you look at, for example, the salt of the earth, I like to call them the salt of the earth. So the down-to-earth folks. And a spade is a spade. They will just tell you what they think. There isn't anything behind closed doors or unsaid. Conflict isn't shied away from. There's just a sense of authenticity with these people. And even if they were to turn around and say, listen, mate, I don't like you, you know, this or that, there's a level of respect for somebody like that, because you literally know where you stand with them. There isn't a sense of confusion, a lack of clarity, and where we start to question ourselves and our own intuition, where our own system, our wiring becomes muddled, and now we're not sure, you know, is this safe, is that safe, is that, you know, we become very dysregulated when we surround ourselves with inauthenticity. So addressing conflict and addressing our nervous systems really is showing us who our people are and who our people aren't. Where is my life authentic? Where am I being authentic with myself? Where am I being authentic with another? And who in my life is authentic and who isn't authentic? Who is increasing my energy and who is decreasing my energy? Where do I feel safe and calm? And where do I not feel safe and calm? In which situations do I lack focus and clarity and determination and will? And in which situations is my clarity and my focus 10x'd, and my will and my determination and my energy levels? So conflict isn't the enemy. I think we need to start seeing conflict with a new set of eyes, because it's really a guidepost, a signpost for us, and certainly not something to shy away from. So, I mean, I could go off on so many tangents in so many different ways just about conflict itself, authenticity, our nervous system, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there. So just the key points. Conflict is not our enemy. Not our enemy. Our nervous system is important to have our nervous systems regulated. Our energy is a result of our regulated nervous systems. We need access to the totality of our energy. So I will leave that there. Until next time, catch you soon. All right, bye for now.